Hello, hello. I believe that we are back on the air. I am going to have to wait for my guest to reconnect through the Zoom links. So, in the meantime, I am going to play for you one of our memories videos to get this back up and running again. I do apologize for the technical difficulty. Here is the highlights from 2023. You will probably recognize some of the people in this one for sure. If you are in the chat with us again, you've reconnected, then please send us some messages through the chat and let us know that this is functioning for us again. All right, here's 2023.
Probably, I don't know if you Sukovic and Carolyn
Gentlemen,
into cross-country skiing. She just passed away, and I was in hospital when she came in for another round of chemo, and then she's just gone last week. She lost us or left us as well. So.
wow. Steve and Nick,
Wow.
we are back
Hello.
on the air.
Okay.
Oh.
What have I missed?
Probably nothing that should go on the air, to be honest. We're 7 hours, 48 minutes now into it. So, we were projecting maybe another hour then before the athletes, first athletes sort of get there, 8:30 to 8:45 maybe.
Yeah, and I guess, Larry, you would have seen the WhatsApp message requesting 3 of the teams to check in because they've gone missing.
Yes, that was sent out by us to try and figure out what was going on. So hopefully they do check in and we know what's going on since they haven't gone across the timing mat for some time. That was the one that they should have gone across by now is back at 140. So that's the one that they have not registered yet. So hopefully those three athletes are going to check in.
Well, since we dropped out, we've had another 6 athletes cross the 2:08 timing, Matt.
Oh, wait. We do have those 3 athletes across the 140 one now as well. So Mahesh went across at 5:55:54. Sadnan went across at 6 hours 13 seconds, and Leanne has gone across at 6:23:59. So they are still out there on the course, and at 140 kilometers of 280, it looks like Leanne is against the clock. And Sadnan and Mahesh are definitely against the clock as well.
I would look in even as far back possibly as Praveen and Christo. They crossed at 5:35. So I mean, admittedly, they will get a tailwind, so they're going to be value for money races at 11:45. But yeah, if they can't afford anything to go wrong now. But yeah, if you look at the group that's gone through, they are in little bunches again, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another 6 within 12 minutes of each other have gone through, starting with Matthew Wheatley.
Yeah, we got Matthew Wheatley, Ryan Wasley, Richard Gilby, Anthony Elder, Oliver Whiteley, and Paul Giddings all over that 208 mat in that time frame that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So then next up should be coming over, it would probably be Andrew Wheatley and Kelly Ridges.
Yeah.
Somewhere, one of those two would likely be next over that 208 mat at this point. So a little bit of a changing of positions again. I'm going to have to update the day 2 running results down there to get this back up to date again. I'm also going to go and do a quick Facebook update for people that were on the stream with us earlier that might have got lost in the mix. So I just want to let everybody know that we are still back up and on the air again. So I'm going to leave the talk about where everybody is for you guys right now to carry on until we get Banat or Tim up at the finish line. And I'm going to take care of a little housekeeping.
Jess just messaged you wanting to know if you want him to come on for a little bit.
Jeff, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's message back to Jeff and say, let's get him on the air.
Yeah, really.
It'll be interesting to get an update on John DeMandel if he has one of those.
Yeah, that would be nice for everyone.
And his pilot as well. So I see, Steve, you're crunching numbers still there at the desk. What are you looking at?
Actually, what I was just looking at was the fact that Rosie Spicer, my partner, have just arrived in Cuba Petty. Remember I was telling you that big bike ride, an awesome adventure? And,
yeah.
They've just gotten through. They've just closed in. So wonderful stuff.
That's excellent.
Yeah. They send their love to everybody, obviously. But it's good news about the back markers at least coming through. And whether they can pull out something very special today, we wait to see, of course. But it would be nice if they could at least bunch up a little like we're seeing in the with some of the other athletes there, just so they can still feel very connected to the event. Because with the weather conditions as well and being miserable and feeling miserable, that's the worst part of it. If you can at least be brightened up by having company, as they say, misery loves company. And they've got a bit of what they call sisu, you know, where in the end of it, you can enjoy embrace the bracing elements. And that's what they do in Scandinavia. And they seem to love it there. It's like once you've been out in the cold, it may be tough to get going, but once you've been out there with the elements, you come home and you feel, yeah, I'm really glad I did that. It feels refreshing. Mother Nature can be kind, but it can also be brutal when you're out there actually trying to race or get from point to point with a certain time limit.
Yeah.
So I see Nicholas and Kelly have come through there as well. So that's 17 riders so far.
Yeah, they're all making their way through now. So it's there should be another cluster, and then I'm concerned are all the ones that from like 5:26 at the 140 mark on from Vihesh all the way to the final person.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there at all.
It looks like we have Jeff Morris is trying to connect in with us, as is Banat. We'll just see what's happening there. We might have them shortly as well. Here comes Jeff.
Oh.
I'm going to bring you online here in just a second, Jeff. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, there we go. All right, Jeff, you're on with us. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you. How are you going?
Ah, well, we're doing good. We had a small malfunction at the junction. We got a little bit of frozen computer issues, but we got the live stream back up and running. So we're happy again. We saw that through the timing, Matt, that we did get everybody through that 140 marker, and we've just been discussing the concerns about the people that are running at the back of the pack. What kind of information do you have over at the finish line for us? What's going on over there?
Look, we're getting ready for the arrival probably of Tim first. By the looks, is what's going to happen out there on course. And yeah, keeping an eye on the back of the field that there's a few people certainly sailing pretty close to the wind. Yeah, so it's yeah, it's a movable beast today again. We've lot of weather out there. It's not amazingly pleasant day to be out on a bike on course. Very slippery road. A lot of people take it easy, so certainly no records breaking today, but our goal is to keep everyone a bit safe and sound out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Nick Millette and Steve King on here with you as well. So I'm going to let these guys chat with you a little bit about what's going on and what we're expecting to see and when we're expecting to see it. We're at 7:57 it looks like now. So we want to know what to expect coming up in the next couple of hours. And I'll let these guys chat with you at the moment because I'm still back ending a little bit of stuff over here after the restart.
Yep, beautiful.
Jeff, I'm interested to know, do you know roughly how long some of the guys may have been stopped with the roadworks that were back there? Because it seemed like they bunched back up near the front end of the field.
Yeah, so the roadworks, there's two roadworks that time about 4 minutes on the red each. So they get 4 minutes of red and a minute of green to get through it. So, and there's two in a row. So I did talk to the crews that were out there on those roadworks, and they were basically timing them that you should, when you get through one, you get through the other one for our direction. They did us that courtesy. The problem we got is that it's wet. People are being very careful. So the first bit of roadworks is uphill and downhill. The second roadworks is after a downhill. So I think people being super cautious, and I think there's a few people that are getting stuck at both. So when you look at how spread the field is and you stop someone for 8 minutes, I think it does bunch them up, particularly then. I know at one point there was a queue there, so people were possibly getting stuck twice. I'm not sure about that, but I know there was a couple of photos came through from crews on course that, showed a fair line of cars that may not have got through those roadworks in the 1 minute that the green light was on for through those roadworks. So, yeah, we're just keeping an eye on that, making sure everyone's getting through it out there, but that's probably explained why there's a bit of bunching that's happened there.
And are you able to give us an update on John DeMandel?
Yeah, so I have just had an update, and I'm sure he won't mind me sharing. So he's up at Gympie Hospital, confirmed to have broken his collarbone.
Oh.
Dan, his pilot, is in with the doctors still, so I haven't had word back on Dan. But Dan, he got banged up a bit, but he will be okay. But he's taken a bit of a knock to the head and a bit of bark off. So. That's skin for, if that's too colloquial, but it's not something we want to see. I'm very happy I was out on course at that time with Tony. So so I was able to get there pretty quick, was there before the ambulance actually. We got our medic there as well to do some assessment on them, and then the Queensland Ambulance Service staff here hooked in and did what they needed to do and got them off to the hospital.
Yeah, well, good on you for that, because we could see the ambulance flash past, and it seemed very quick between hearing that there had been a spill. But any other issues out there? Any obvious flat tires or mechanicals that have gone on that you've noted?
Look, Peter Hudson got one of our course cars bogged. That's a pretty serious thing. And the whole world does need to know that Peter Hudson managed to bog 79 series Toyota Land Cruiser ute, very specially supplied by NOOSA Toyota here for us, and Peter Hudson has got it bogged. So top work for Hutto.
Good job.
He may have lost himself a spot on the dream team with that sort of shenanigan, but there's some hot off the press news for you.
Well, good on you, because if I remember rightly, Peter was the one who actually picks them up from the dealership, and therefore he's probably got to be the one to take it back and face the music.
and he's got runs on the board because he did clean up a bollard in a vehicle. And there has actually been another tragic accident this morning. I'm sorry to say that world record holder Simon Cochran's rolled an ankle on a jog this morning.
Oh,
He's
no.
currently under the hands of Gail Lau.
no.
Well, he told me he rolled his ankle. I
Yeah.
think he's to get a massage. So
He's just wanted
he has
Gail.
been,
Yeah.
he's been working very hard for us. So we'll let him share in Gail's magic hands.
Excellent. Good to see you, Gal. Good to see you, Simon. So he's taking advantage of it right now. As he realizes, like his second fastest ever time on the bike was a long time ago. I think 43 minutes ago. Amazing stuff. He and Steve Ledger. Now, what's your estimated time for the first athlete to come in? We were thinking between 8:30 and 8:45. Is that right?
About 10 minutes ago, I thought it was going to be about an hour. We haven't got the clock lined up yet, but I haven't got obviously on my clock on the phone, but I thought we were preparing for about an hour, say about 10 minutes ago, possibly.
The expected finish time listed on Barefoot is 14:44.
Possibly close. The problem we've had with the timing, we did get the 208 up and running. We have missed some times. But yeah, we'll get that hit at 265 kilometres at Eni Creek, which, that's only, it's 10 Ks through some suburbia with stoplights and things. So it's going to be every bit of 20 minutes. So we're going to get that heads up. With the weather, it has played a bit of havoc with that timing gear out on site. So we're hoping those pings come in from Eni Creek Road. But yeah, that'll be good. That's going to give us about a 20-minute heads up that they're on their way in.
Yeah, they sure are. And sadly, there may be some people who could be right on the cusp. As long as they keep motoring, it's always possible. But obviously, we wish them all the best out there, and I'm sure you're going to keep in touch with what's happening out on the course. How are things there for you? Is the park looking okay, or is it all too soggy for you?
Look, it's looking very good. There's just a bit of water around. It's very soft underfoot. We've got a couple of no-go zones, and we've got our marquee over the back where we're doing recovery and catch up. There's
and here she is again.
Now we're
right
on.
Up the pointy end. Getting the work done, getting the job done.
I believe, everybody, we are back on the air. I think my internet provider was just crashed out there for a while. I am now going
back. I was telling a story where we started with 40 this morning, but unfortunately we did have an accident out on course, which resulted in our visually impaired athlete, John Demandle, withdrawing from the race. Unfortunately for Johnny, he had a bit of bad luck yesterday as well, coming off his bike, and then he followed it up again today by falling again. But he's okay. He's been well looked after. And him and his guide are doing well. As we go through, coming close to 9 hours and 10 minutes, 9 hours and 10 minutes of racing today. That's on top of the 12 hours of racing we did yesterday, remembering that tomorrow athletes have to run 84.4 kilometres to complete a double marathon. They'll make sure they'll get home. They'll get as much recovery as they can before they have to toe the start line again tomorrow for the completion of Ultraman Australia 2025, our 10th anniversary. We're so lucky to be up here in a beautiful part of the world. It's about time they actually delivered some sunshine, considering it is the Sunshine Coast. Just getting some reports from out on course. We've got Reese Byrne, who has gone through the last checkpoint, so he's less than 10 kilometres from home. We've got Boris Buckley, and he's less than 10 kilometres from home. And Nicola Martius is also less than 10 kilometres from home. So there's another 3 athletes. They're all within a few minutes of each other as well. So we should see them very shortly.
Nick, are you able to figure out what's happened there with Kirsty and her time?
No. Kirsty, according to this, hasn't finished.
Yeah, I can see
so,
that. That's what I'm worried
Tim?
about.
Yeah. Tim, can you hear me? Oh. Oh, no, they've put their thing on mute, so we can't hear anything now. So apologies to everyone out there watching. Our timing system has gone on the fritz with the rest of our communication, and it's not showing the correct athletes and their times of placings.
Nick, this is Larry. I'm back in here. That was me that put them on mute because they were playing the music, and I do have the live stream up and running again.
Any chance you can text them and find out if Kirsty finished and what position?
Yeah.
And time, and we'll then be able to adjust it ourselves.
Let's see if maybe they, there we go. Hey, can you hear us, Tim?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Can we cut the music at the finish line?
Did Kirsty finish? Because the timing's got her still out there.
We're getting timing sorted. We've spoken to him. We know what's happening. We're calling him in. We've got people on course. Can you not hear me when I'm talking?
No, it keeps dropping out.
We can hear me now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Did Kirsty finish?
What's that? Sorry.
Did Kirsty finish?
Did Kirsty finish?
Yes. What position and what time?
Second. And we don't have the time yet. We're waiting on the timing.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, we have our next finisher coming across the finish line. It is athlete number 308. It is returning athlete. It is Boris Buckley, athlete number 308. We're just waiting on his time to come through, but he is the next athlete that will come through. He's got a time of 9 hours, 12 minutes and 48 seconds. He has completed Ultraman Australia on 2 occasions beforehand. He came in 2023, loved it. Came in 2024, loved it even more. And he's back in 2025. He's got a time of 26 hours and 55 minutes. And he's hoping to better that this year. And I can tell you what, after yesterday and today, he is well on track to do so. We'll see him. Here we go. We've got waving from our on-course official. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start to make some noise. We're about to see Boris Buckley come in for the 3rd time. He is going to finish. For the 3rd time, he's going to finish day 2 bike course. Ladies and gentlemen, he's one of the true gentlemen of the sport. Let's make him welcome. 9 hours and 13 minutes. He gets the job done. There's a smile. I asked for it all day, and there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, our finisher, Boris Buckley. Right, 9 hours, 12 minutes and 48 seconds. Boris gets the job done.
Well, I don't think there's much more we can do, Steve. I've just been told there's no need to report to them anymore.
Yeah, no, they're well aware of it. It's just weird how others have come up there. Like we've got those times up there, but Kirsty was totally missing from that. So lucky we saw her go through. Otherwise, we'd be calling it wrong. But she's obviously in a great position, and we wait to see what the gap is between herself and Nicola.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen,
There you go, Steve.
we were offline there for about 40 minutes. I know the Zoom continued, but we were offline, so we are now back
six
online.
Finishes now, ladies and gentlemen. The most recent one was Boris. He is a two-time Ultraman Australia finisher, coming back to complete his third, and not just third, but 3 in a row. Finished 23, finished 24, and well on track to finish 25.
We're gonna have to mute those guys again.
Just to put it into context about how challenging today was, we look at the day 2 bike records across the last 10 years. Our fastest day 2 bike was 7 hours, 14 minutes and 24 seconds. So that was set in 2023 by Steve Ledger. And you compare that today with 8 hours, 51. That is how tough the conditions were out there today. We have Simon Cochran, who went on to break the Ultraman world record right here in this race in 2023. And he rode a 7 hour, 18 minute and 30-second day 2. Remembering that Tim Belstead yesterday broke our swim record. He completed the swim in 2 hours, 14 minutes and 49 seconds, crossing 10 kilometers in 2 hours, 14 minutes. Remembering that for any record to count, the athlete must complete the entire course within the time frame. So it's all unofficial at this point in time, but we will get Timmy across that finish line tomorrow. We are coming up to 9 hours 20. The athletes have 12 hours to complete the course. And given that the leaders are about 80 minutes slower than they were in the last couple of years, just because of the conditions today, it is going to be a real battle for some of our athletes to get in under that time slot. But we will be here right until the end. We'll make sure that we get them all home.
Yep. All good, mate. I want to hug.
It's all right. We've got nothing tomorrow as well. Right.
But thank you. You actually saved me. I hadn't eaten a bite nor drink the whole day.
You're a silly man.
Dude.
Spaniards do it crazy.
Larry's back online, guys.
Ah, we are live again.
Yeah. We'll see how long it lasts.
Okay. So you've got control over
All right, that's athlete number 77, home of day 2 for the 5th time.
Can you hear me, Lynette? Steve, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. I've switched over to my laptop, and it seems to be holding on to the signal.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Well done.
Looks like Mr.
Very
Wheatley
nice to
just
see
finished.
everyone. Yep. No, it's really good to see what's happened in the last little while there, because we were down to the 9th place of being Reese Byrne, and then since then, 20 minutes later, almost 20 minutes anyway, Anthony Elder closed in, did a 9:49.04. Richard Gilby closed in at 9:50.12, and Matthew Wheatley at 9:55.42. So that's our 12th finisher of the day so far, and day 2 still out there. We've hopefully still got about 27 or 28 riders still going, I believe. And we've just gone over 10 hours as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just gone 10 hours. 10 hours done. That means our athletes have just under 2 hours now to complete the course. 275 kilometres, over 3,000 metres of elevation gain.
Paul Giddings just closed in.
Pretty brutal out there today for our athletes. I was out there. All right, we just have a report to another finisher. It is returning athlete. It is athlete number 356.56. That is Paul Giddings. Paul Giddings. A contest to finish on. We'll see him very shortly. He finished yesterday in Sweden. It's just waiting, just pushing time to come through. 10 hours and 32 seconds. So we'll see him very, very briefly. We might see some crews running in. We do not want this ball coming towards his finish line. In fact, he's requested his favourite song. So here it is. We've got the flag waving. We got it, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen strong all day. He's got one of the world's biggest fan clubs here. It is our athlete, the three-time triple champion.
Great to see that. You know, it's also nice when you've had a man who's done 4.5 before that he sets a personal best for it. Matt Wheatley just did that. He's done a 9:56 and a 9:57 before. So it's wonderful to see that he's taken a few minutes off of that time. Very satisfying on a tough day like this as well.
Mm-hmm, yes. So for people that are just tuning in, I've had a technical problem with my computer where I believe it is trying really hard to do an iCloud sync of about 80 gigs of information, which is causing it to crash. So I've now switched to my laptop that does not have any of the information in it that was previously in the broadcast. So I don't have the overlays, I don't have the timer running, but I do have a live feed for you of the finish, and I do have Mr. Steve King to talk about these people as they finish.
Very well done, man. Rest up, and it was a little bit brutal.
All right, 4 minutes across the line. Here's our 13th athlete across the line. We now have, we've got 13 athletes across the line. Paul, our most recent one, he completed the course in 10 hours and 32 seconds. We're waiting on some further athletes to come across the line. Obviously, we're going to get everyone home today. We started yesterday morning with a 10-kilometre swim. We had 41 athletes jump in the water. We had, unfortunately, one athlete take himself out of the race through the swim. And then we had one athlete missing our 6-hour swim cutoff in time of 6 hours and 42 seconds. He missed, after swimming 10 kilometres, 6 hours, he missed the cutoff by 42 seconds. He decided to jump on the bike. Unfortunately, halfway around the bike course, he made the decision for his own health and safety to withdraw himself from the race. We started this morning with 39 athletes, nice, strong, and unfortunately we had an incident with our visually impaired athlete. One of our friends of Ultimate family was in our first race back in 2015, that is John DeMandel. Unfortunately, John and his guide ran off their bike and they decided to not continue due to some injuries. So we're down to 38 athletes, ladies and gentlemen. It is brutal out there for these athletes, especially today. It rained non-stop, on and off and on and off. It blew and it is hilly, and the road service has been churned up with all this rain. So it was tough going. We had our first athlete, Timmy Belstead, come home in 8 hours, 51 minutes. We've just had our 13th athlete come across the line.
I'm tired.
10 hours flat. So we're waiting for the rest of them to be here to bring them all home. We might just have a little party between now and then.
It's not really party music.
Hopefully I don't kick off the live stream now for music.
Yeah, unfortunately, wow. So we've still got about 25 athletes, hopefully to close in. And there are only 3 athletes that have yet come past the 265k mark. That's Oliver Whiteley, Nicholas Chapman, and Kelly Ridges. And the rest, we're waiting. They've all gone through the 208k mark, but obviously we've got to wait to find out where the back markers are at this time as well.
Yeah, Steve, I think we can probably just keep talking over this live feed that we're getting from Banat. And once again, Banat has done an excellent job of giving us footage all day long.
He sure has. It's been amazing. And I love his energy as well. It's really great when you've got someone who wants to go running back and forth, willing to ask people a whole variety of different questions to keep things as lively as possible and to keep us informed. Obviously, we're a long ways from the true action, but we are watching it live. And that's the most fantastic thing for all of us. There's nothing wrong with watching later on when you check in with YouTube, etc. But I'm so pleased to see how a race is unfolding in real time. Starting to get really busy there by the looks of it as well. The masseurs do a tremendous job, and it's really helpful for these athletes. And Gail, she works pretty much every Ultraman and Ironman in Australia and around the world, in terms of Ultraman at least. There she is. She's working away. I've had the pleasure of having her work on me before in that sense when I was there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just got a little bit of time. We believe before our next athlete comes in, we will make sure that we don't miss them. We will call them in. We will celebrate them. But between now and then, I'm just going to have a chat with someone pretty special in the ultra man family. In 2023, he came over and he raced here. He's from New Zealand. And he put together the fastest ever Ultraman of anyone ever in history. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome. He's come back to crew and help us crew this year, Mr. Simon Cochran. Simon, how are you, mate?
Quite nice being on this side of the fence this time around.
And I think this is one thing that we, well, actually, before we get anywhere, can you talk us through your 3 days here? Can you tell us just your times? Let everyone know how fast you are. And then we'll get into have a chat. We've just had another finisher, but let's hear from you. Let's just go through your times to put into perspective of what these guys are doing.
Can't remember the exact times, but I think we were around 2:25 for the swim, and then we ducked under 4 hours for day one bike. Day two, we had a few guys pushing pretty hard, so I think we came around 7 hours, 15 minutes for day two. And then day three, we wanted to cap it off with a strong run, so I ended up running 6:06 for a total of 19:47.
For those that don't understand New Zealand, that was 6:06 for a double marathon. So he ran the first marathon in 2 hours 58 and then in 3:08. I'm just going to stop the interview ever so briefly because we got the next finish. It is our youngest athlete on course. Here he comes around the roundabout. Ladies and gentlemen, athlete number 409, a time of 10 hours and 8 minutes. We have Oliver Whiteley coming in. Let's make some noise. Guys, he's 25 years old. Let's get around him. Always smiling. One of the nicest blokes you'll ever meet. Day two. Tick. Ollie Whiteley gets it done. The nicest kid you will ever meet. Great job, Ollie. Get in, get recovered, knowing that you have 84.4 kilometres to run. Your family out on course today were an absolute delight, as were you, mate. Congratulations. We'll jet back to Simon quickly before our next athlete comes in. 19 hours, took 90 minutes off the world record. I think that is phenomenal. I think that's very hard to grasp. You've come back. What made you want to come back and give back to the sport?
Yeah, the experience here in 2023 was, just special. The whole crew looks after you all weekend. 3 days of racing, you get to know everyone, know the athletes, and yeah, it was just a cool time. Jeff mentioned it'd be cool to have me back here for the 10th anniversary, and yeah, I said yes straight away. See what goes on behind the scenes, help out a bit and support, and hopefully we can get out on that run course tomorrow and G a few people up and get them home.
Mate, it's an absolute pleasure having you here. I think your definition of helping out and mine are different. I was out on course all day, making sure athletes were safe and sound. I saw you posted a 20-kilometre run through the Noosa National Park, and then I came back to see you getting a 2.5-hour massage from a massage team. Very different helpings. Mate, tomorrow you have 6 hours, 6-minute double marathon. What advice would you give for the crews and for the athletes heading into tomorrow?
Yeah, if you start with a 2:58 marathon, it makes the second half a little bit harder. So I'd probably just back it off a touch. Fueling tonight is the key. Obviously, trying to get your feet up as soon as you can, refuel, and then just easing into tomorrow. It is a long run, no matter what pace you're going at. So I think taking the walk breaks to get the nutrition in, and then just really easing into it, because anyone who's run some long races like that, no one ever gets to the finish line and says, man, I wish I ran that first 5K harder.
That's exactly right. I think you've got to work your way into it. Mate, I'm going to hold that for a second, hold that thought, because we have our next finisher. It is athlete number 382 with a time of 10 hours, 11 minutes. We welcome home after 275 kilometres, Nicholas Chapman, athlete number 382. We'll see him shortly. We'll get some music blaring for Nick. We'll make it a bit of a party for him. I don't know if it's going to be a blaring song. Nick swam a 2 hour 36 10 kilometre and then rode a 5:55. He had a day one total of 8 hours and 32 minutes, and then he's just backed it up today with 10 hours 11 minutes. And I think he looks good. He's looked good all day out on course. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see him very, very shortly. Athlete number 382. That will be Nicholas Chapman. You'll see those orange flags go right now. He's coming into that roundabout. Let's get him home. Always on time, that's that. Right, here he is. It's burnt orange. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome home athlete number 382. Tom 10-11. Mr. Nick Chapman. Gets it done, a fist pump. All right, out with one champion, in with another one. We met her back in 2018, where she just obliterated the course, but came up against a very stiff competition, took out second female, top 10 overall, top 10 overall. And most importantly, beat her husband. And here we have it. We're 2 days in. I don't have right in front of me the overall exact times, but you were second across the line today. You rode 8 hours 55, 58. You have done this course before, over the same course. Today, I've been here for 9 out of the 10 years, 8 out of the 10 years. And I think that's the hardest I've seen it with the weather. Your experience, please.
Yeah, it was wet all day, and there were a few of the potholes that had developed their own postcode, basically. Coles Creek Road, we had a few that were actually almost taking up the entire lane. And then there were a few that were full of water, and you did them until you were almost on them. So that was yeah, fairly rugged. And just when I handed my glasses back to my team because I couldn't see anything, the rain started.
I'm just going to interrupt for 1 second because we've got the craziest group of people starting to chant, starting to cheer. That can only mean one thing. That athlete number 69 returning for her 6th Ultraman Australia. We've got Kelly Ridges coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 times. She's completed 5. That is the most that anyone's done. Tomorrow, she will become a 6-time finisher for Ultraman Australia. She completed the course just now, day 2, for the 6th time in 10 hours, 14 minutes and 49 seconds. We just heard from Kirsty about how much harder it is today than any previous year that they've been involved in. So we'll wait to see. We'll see Neil wave the flag. Here we come, ladies and gentlemen. I think we can get louder than that. Let's go. Let's go. Make some noise. 6 times. Finishing day 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Kelly Ridges. And for those that know Kelly, her crying is not a surprise. Awesome work, Kelly. I don't think I'm going to make the cut off my foot. I'm not going to believe anything that you say from now on. I will go back to Kirsty. So I'm just having a look. Rock solid all day, same pace throughout the day. Were there parts where it got easy, or the whole day was a slog because of the weather?
I mean, I didn't actually feel too bad. I think I kept going forward, and yeah, and I was expecting it to be wet, so it wasn't any sort of surprise. And then, yeah, I had a fair amount of company. There was a bit of hopscotching going on. So you kind of put some time into people, and then you all bunch up at the lights again. And so you were kind of like, oh. And then, yeah, poor Tim Valstead was waiting at the first lot of lights for quite a while, and I rocked up, and then, yeah, Josh rocked up, and Craig rocked up, and we're all standing there waiting. And we realised that there was some numpty that was had their car in on the side road, and they were stopping the lights from going green on our side.
Oh no!
So 5 minutes later, and we kind of went. One of the crews went and said to them, "Can you back your car up and get out of the way?" So yeah, they did do that, but that was it was a bit of bad luck for Tim, and it was a bit of bad luck for us. But it was just, it kept it, we were having some chats and kept it interesting. So.
Well, that's it. That's one great thing, I suppose, about our race is that they are open roads. So anything can happen, and our athletes must at all times follow the road rules, which can be frustrating when you put so much effort into building a lead only to be stopped by lights. But that's what makes Ultraman Racing Ultraman Racing. I want to keep talking to you. I've got one more question for you, but before we get there, we've just got another finisher, ladies and gentlemen. It is another returning athlete in a time of 10 hours and 17 minutes. Athlete number 344 in Blatchford in our 50 to 59 category, which, ladies and gentlemen, is our largest racing category, 50 to 59. So for all those young people out there, there is still time to join the Ultraman family. Here we go. We've got some waving going on, which means Ian is just around the corner. Let's make some noise. Here's a returning athlete. He's been here before. We've met him. We love him. He loved today. Just ask him about it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome home athlete 344, finishing day 2, Mr. Ian Blatchford. There's got to be a smile. Yeah, yes, it does. And just like every other finisher, this is Ian's favourite song. Big grassy. Big grassy. All right, I'll quickly just finish up. I know that she's got to go home and rest, and that's what I want to ask her about. So we've known that we've been exercising for nearly 16 hours over 2 days. What does tonight look like, and then what's the plan for tomorrow?
So we're into a bit of food as soon as we get home. A little bit of soup and toast, and then we'll back up tonight with some pasta. Risotto. Sorry. We're backing up with some risotto and a little bit of chocolate. Got some boots, so the Normatec boots will go on, and then a little bit of crew entertainment, or we're watching a little bit of Les Norton on Netflix at the moment. So kick back and put the boots on, watch a bit of Les.
You're right. All right, mate, we'll let you go. We know the crew seems to be a little bit pushy. Yeah, mate, all the best tomorrow. We'll be out there. We'll bring you home. We'll get you home. When you become tomorrow, this time a 2-time Ultraman Australia finisher. Ladies and gentlemen, our leading female and potentially second overall when we crunch the numbers, Miss Kirsty Shear. All right. 10 hours, 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We got 1 hour, 38 minutes and 45 seconds to bring everyone home. Here we go. We've got more crews coming in, which can only mean one thing. That means their athlete is close by. We will get them all home. We'll be here right to the very end.
Well, Steve, what do you think of those numbers of the athletes that just came in? I'm hoping that you were able to catch those finish times.
Yeah, I did. I've got them all. So we can mention them again if you want. Everyone up to, I think, the 10th place. There was a gap of 29 minutes between the 9th and 10th. We had Anthony in 10th, Richard 11th, Matthew 12th, Paul G 13th, Oliver 14th, Nicholas 15th, Kelly 16th, and Ian 17th. Now, just so people are aware, going into day number 3, Kirsty has a lead in terms of the women's race over Nicola of a time of 43 minutes 51 seconds. Tim will go into with a lead over Joshua of an hour 21. That's the gaps between the top 2 men and the top 2 women. And I'm not sure if that.
Yep.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go right ahead.
Yeah, the other thing is the leaderboard. When they add up the totals as well, we're able to tell you that a leader had a total there of 15:33:15. So again, it's and the total for Kirsty.
Trying to figure out which one of these has got the music coming through the loudest. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so I don't know if you could hear what I was saying there, but I had the total 2-day time for the leader, Tim, at 15:33:15. And for Kirsty, 16:45:36 in that second position. But between first and second in the men's division, it's an hour and 21. But the difference between first and second female now is 43 minutes, 51 seconds. So those are the gaps that the athletes go into in terms of the run, at least the leaders. But the leaderboard should show their combined times as well. So the others, as we get more athletes through, we'll be able to see how things are panning out and then see the gaps for some of the so-called minor placings in terms of it gives us a gauge during the course of the event to see who's moving up, who's dropping back a little, etc.
Mm-hmm. And have you taken a look at some of their athlete run times, or do you know who might be the favorites for the run tomorrow?
Well, you've got people who have done the event before, and then and so they're probably going to gauge it in a way that allows them to comfortably make that finish and hopefully set a personal best. But I think we've got a couple of athletes that are capable or have done from 2:36 to 2:58 to 3 hours. But my guess would be we're going to see maybe 3 to 4 athletes by the half marathon mark that make a bit of a move. And I think you're going to find some fairly sizable gaps going on beyond the marathon to 50K mark.
And do you want to suggest which athletes that might be?
Well, not at this time. I think it's best to leave it open so
Okay.
we don't want to set athletes up, because one of the differences is you could have a marathon time of 2:30, for instance, but you could be blown out the water in terms of your legs and conditioning.
Right.
I'd like to see how things go for the first 10K and see who's looking smooth and who's struggling, because there may be athletes tonight that are really going to find it difficult, and others that will recover easily. And then we can get into saying, who's got it in their legs. It's easy for us to talk about Tim, for instance, and think, well, yeah, he's done, 4:02 and he's gone sub 10 hours. And you think, well, that man should be capable of running. And he looked great. But again, you just never know the morning of. We've had people who have gotten sick the night before, have run into other sort of problems that can, and even not turn up on time. We've had that happen before. We had in Canada that one year where one of the Spanish athletes went back to the finish line for day number 2 instead of coming forward a further 15 kilometers for the real start of the race. And so we left someone there at the start line to wait for him. So we actually took that amount of time off his finish time, and he still ended up with a 6th place overall based on that.
Yeah, well, these guys will be starting off in the same place as they started off today. So they should be able to find their way to the start, I'm suspecting.
Absolutely. And their crews are certainly not going to let them sleep in, I'm sure of that.
Yes. But their finish is going to be one of the iconic finishes for triathlon, and that's running down the beach and turning into the swim club there. I was asking the athletes ahead of time, what are you going to be thinking about when you are running down that beach? And many of them didn't have a great answer for it in that they hadn't thought about it enough. But a lot of them were going to be, they were talking about gratitude and taking it all in with their crew and their family that they're going to be running on the beach with. And one of the things that's great about 515 racing is that the crew does cross the finish line because they're part of that team and they're helping get that athlete to the finish line. And any other family and friends that are around that want to can join in. There's no rule about people not crossing the finish line with that athlete. You're muted, Steve.
Yeah, as you say, the whole family is able to run down, not just the crew, because some people wouldn't have listed maybe their partner or their children or their parents or grandparents as crew, but if they're there, they can run down. That's up to the family and the athlete, of course. We've had a few athletes who just want to run by themselves, and that's fine if they wish to, but it really speaks volumes when an athlete realizes just how much this is everybody's finish. Those in terms of everybody who's supported them, everybody who's been out there crewing for them, it really is something that's so very special. And I think some people might regret it if they're coming solo down the finish stretch. Looks like, talking about the finish stretch, Tim is calling someone else in, maybe.
Banat, can you bring up your volume if he is indeed calling someone in here?
It's a first timer. He's completed the 275 kilometres for the first time here, day 2, got through day 1. It is athlete Ryan McKenzie, ladies and gentlemen. He's coming around. Let's make some noise.
Ryan McKenzie.
He's coming in. Start up right now, ladies and gentlemen. First time, day 2 finisher. Ryan McKenzie. That's a big smile and all. Awesome work, Ryan. One more day to go. And then we are an ultimate. 10.5 hours ticks by, ladies and gentlemen. The athletes have 12 hours to complete the course on each day. For those that aren't really sure about who we are or what we do.
It looks like we're at 10 hours and 30 minutes now.
We are an ultra distance triathlon. We cover 515 kilometres. That's a 10-kilometre swim, a 421-kilometre bike, and then 84.4-kilometre double marathon. Day 1, that was yesterday, right here. It started on Main Beach. Our athletes swam 10 kilometres in the ocean. Then they rode for 145 kilometres. They came back at 5:30 this morning, and they've just ridden 275 kilometres. And then tomorrow, to complete the journey, they run 84.4 kilometres. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is a double marathon. They leave here at 5:30 tomorrow morning. They head south along the coastline all the way down to Twin Waters. If you don't know where Twin Waters is, Google it and see how far away it is. They then turn around and run back, finishing on the most iconic finish line of any triathlon anywhere on the globe. They will run 1 kilometre along Main Beach right here, the beautiful Sunshine Coast. And then they will come up and finish under this very archway over, just under the surf club, to become and be welcomed into the Ultraman family, covering 515 kilometres. They must complete each day in under 12 hours to be considered an official finisher. And speaking of finishers, we have another one. It is a first timer. We've got the race number as 408. He has been associated with this race for quite some time, but he's just got the job done. His name is Andrew Wheatley, and here he is coming around the bend. You'll know it's a Wheatley because you hear him before you see him. Here he goes, coming in for the first time. Here's Andrew Wheatley. Bring out big smile on the dial. It's the race. Great job, mate. Awesome work. Thumbs up. Playing it. Praise to his crews. Gets it done. Unbelievable effort out there, Andy. Wow, 27 of his closest family are here. I tell you what, I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the Tuesday awards after party with the Wheatleys. Speaking of the Wheatleys, the Story family we've got on Andrew's crew, we actually have Peter Wheatley. His old man. I probably can't use that word. Yeah, very old man. We'll go very old man. Who's the 3-time finisher here at Ultraman Australia, and we met Matthew, his elder brother, a little bit earlier today, who is a 4-time Ultraman finisher. So tomorrow, when Andrew finishes the run and Matt finishes the run, they will be a 9-time Ultraman finishing family. They do share the love, and there are whispers that Pete's coming back here. Soph is going to race next year, and we're going to get Ava taking the start line as well. But until then, we'll celebrate Andrew and we'll wait. We know that we've got more athletes out on course, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get them all done. They've got 12 hours, less than 90 minutes, but we're going to stay here. We're going to get them all home.
They're going to have to do a bit of a check on the timer. It never actually came up with a time there.
Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't watching the time too closely when he crossed myself. So maybe we'll have to get Banat to go over and check that time with Tim to see what they recorded as his finish time as he crossed just before the bridge.
Yeah, but it never came up at all. He wasn't on the list, so he hasn't been picked up for quite some while. Yeah, unfortunately. But he would have been the 20th finisher, so that means we would have 18 left out on the course.
With just under an hour and a half left to go. And we do know that some of probably a handful of people at the back of the pack were pushing the time limit. Steve, do you have the list of the people that we were a little bit concerned about as they were taking it over the hill and heading down into Kenilworth earlier today?
Well, they would include Rajpal Chaudhary or Mahesh Kumar, Prajapati, Sadanand, Amarapur, and of course Liang Kokio. She was the person at the back end of the field there. Ben Yates would be the other one that we would be doubtful of.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think Ben Yates is one of the ones where the timer was not picking up his time, so we missed a lot of his times. Did any of those fill in on the website? Do you know?
I can't see them. I'm looking at the 208 here as well, so I'm only gone down to 29 on the screen that I've got in front of me.
Okay.
We have what's that? We have the time of the Whitley, the last one. Yeah. Where's she?
You know, while we have this moment, Steve, although he's not still on the live stream with us, I do want to make sure that we give a big thank you to Nick Millette, who got up bright and early this morning to get his run in and then joined us at the start of this race. He was with us all day, talking with you, talking with the audience, and making sure that they were informed about all the things that are going on at Australia. He did end up going away from the live stream when we were having some technical difficulties with it. And I do appreciate that he did put in as many hours as he did today. Like yourself, like me, we were all doing this as a passion project. And it wasn't like he was getting paid to sit there today and give his information out
Ladies
to
and
everybody.
gentlemen,
He
we've got
did
our
it just
next
to
speaker
give back
returning
because
athlete,
he loves the
athlete number
sport like
340,
everybody
all the
else.
way from representing New Zealand, Mr. Stephen Yaw. Great job, Steve. Awesome work. Harder the first time, mate? No? Was that no? No. What's more? Great job, mate. Athlete 340, returning athlete. We will have some official times. Surely we're just refreshing, and I'm looking at Steve. He had a 5 time of 10 hours, 36 minutes and 26 seconds. 10 hours, 36 minutes and 26 seconds. Great job out there, mate. Awesome work, Steve, coming in. Coming back for a second time. You see the look on his face when I asked him, was this harder than the first time he did day 2? And it was a resounding yes.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more. Nick is phenomenal, and it was very good of him. You could tell he was quite tired, as you said. He was staying up watching a triathlon online after they finished last night. So he did take 20-minute nap there. So no doubt, hopefully, he has a really good night's sleep to come back and join us in the morning.
Yeah. Myself at the end of the evening last night for us here in Canada, it was about 2:30, I think, a.m. by the time I got to bed. I'm sure it was similar for you. I was trying to troubleshoot a few things that went along the way yesterday before we were out on it today. So it did take me a little while to get to bed, and just the energy of being a part of this is, you don't just fall asleep immediately afterwards. It's pulsing through you a little bit.
Absolutely. Yep. It sure is. But the excitement, I love it once we get to that third day, where, hopefully everyone's safe, although sadly, obviously we know that poor John didn't do too well today, but he's got a great attitude. We just hope he repairs very quickly because he loves the sport and loves, obviously, the 3 disciplines that make up the sport of triathlon.
Yeah, and while I was away, did we get an update on him and his pilot, or did they both manage to go without any serious injuries there?
Well, he's broken a collarbone. We did get to interview Jeff, and that was the first question pretty much that we asked him when things were going down there. And Jeff was kind enough to spend about 20 minutes with us, and we went over a number of items, and that was the first one we asked of him. Obviously, we were concerned, but it's a broken collarbone.
Okay, and Daniel, his pilot, how did he fare?
Yeah, he's not too bad. A little bit of scraped skin.
All right, yeah.
Or a bit of debarking, as they would say in Australia.
one knows who you are. Just another girl alone at the bar.
Yeah, it's interesting how the results are missing Andrew Wheatley there. So hopefully they can get that rectified.
Banat, can you maybe stroll around and find some of the athletes that have gone through the massage and might be packing up, getting ready to go home, so we can find out how they fared on the day? Steve, here's a look at our leaderboard as well. Banat, do you want to go in on the leaderboard a little bit? We'll see how updated they are, if they're... You can bring up your sound for us, please, Banat.
Yeah, what a great job they've done there on showing people the total there at the end of the 2 days. And you're able to see the positions, 15:33, 15. That's what we said. And who we got there? 17:02, 27.
Third place.
And I'm assuming, is that Joshua in that third position?
So far, what we've got from the positioning is Jean Belstead first and Boris Buckley second, even though it hasn't been confirmed there. But looking at the time for the total, it looks like that because so far we only have 3 computed.
Gentlemen, we have our next finish. Just getting across the line, 10 hours, 43 minutes and 45 seconds. With that, 403 is Mr. Marcus Smith. And we'll see him very shortly. We'll make some noise for him. Once
I
those
believe I just heard Tim say Marcus Smith is coming in.
Yep, that's right. 10:43, 41.
Let's have a look.
Banat, can you check to see if they do
We
have?
do have athlete 403 across the line. And this Marcus Smith. We're going to see him ever so shortly. We'll see him.
Yeah. Can you check to see if they've got a time on the board for Andrew Wheatley, because it hasn't come up on the computer?
Let me check that when I record another athlete coming through.
You bet.
Of course, I'd love to hear his thoughts as soon as he comes across the line about that 275 kilometers. It is athlete number 403.
403.
That is Marcus.
Welcome home, Mr. Marcus Smith. Hell of a day, Marcus.
So let's go back to the leaderboard. You are looking for Andrew.
Andrew Wheatley.
Andrew Wheatley, where are you?
Right at the bottom. Right at the bottom.
So far, day 2 bikes, he has not anything recorded. So Andrew Whitley won. Yesterday he finished on position 23 and nothing against it yet.
Okay, thank you.
Banat, were you able to get through that big entire lunch that they brought out to you? Or do you have snacks for later?
Pretty much, actually.
No, good. The best place in the whole park. I think you should mention to Gail that you had to sleep in your car, Banat, and then maybe she'll give you a little massage too when the athletes are done and get you loosened up for tomorrow.
Say that again, Larry, I lost you there.
I was saying that maybe you should go over to Gail and let her know the story of how you were forced to finish the last couple hours of your sleep in the car, and tell her that you're a little bit stiff and sore from that. And maybe after all the athletes are done, you can get a massage too.
I think that after all the athletes are done, I'll go to bed. But nah, here like everybody seemed to be cooked after a tough day out there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Definitely different faces from yesterday. Also, it's second day. They are tired.
Mhm.
We've got 16 athletes left and an hour and 12 minutes of actual time.
Nice view.
So again, for viewers that might be just joining us, we are almost into the last hour of day 2 here. We can see a number of the bikes have already been racked, and I'm sure the athletes will be happy to see those gone. They'll be happy to rely only on their feet tomorrow. And we are waiting for a number of athletes still to come in this last hour that we have coming up. For tomorrow, the start time will be the same as today, so please join us on the live stream tomorrow. Hopefully there will be no more technical difficulties. Right now, what you're seeing is a stripped down version of what we were presenting earlier on the live stream, because I had to switch over to a laptop from my regular computer. But please join us tomorrow.
And we've had a couple more finishers as well, by the way. Erin Croft at 10:48.35 and Kathy Lefosse at 10:48.59. So they're finishing in 23rd, 24th positions. And we do have a time now for Andrew Wheatley, who was in that 20th position, 10:29.24.
Excellent.
Another athlete coming through. This is from England. We've got Andrew Croft coming across the finish line. Here he comes. He's going to come across. Here we go.
Well done, mate. There you go.
Great day, always smiling. Great work, Croft. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another one coming through the finish line. Another one of our female athletes. We got Kathy.
Kathy.
Here we go. Let's see.
Well done, Kathy.
Another first time going across the line. Here we go. Make some noise. Congratulations, Kathy. We get go to go.
It looks like the smiles are a lot bigger crossing the finish line today after what they've been through out there on the course.
Yeah, I would suggest it's happiness and relief, a combination there.
50 minutes in. All right, 70 minutes. 70 minutes to complete the fourth. 70 minutes to complete the fourth.
Now, Banat, are you going to go back over to Kathy and try and engage her on her academic career again, or are you going to let that one go for today?
I think that I'll keep it for tomorrow for the hard moments.
Yeah, that was Kelly. Kelly.
Oh,
Ridges.
Kelly. Sorry.
Yeah, not Kathy, Kelly.
Right. Well, Kathy is no slouch though either. She has a PhD in aquatic pathology.
Well, who doesn't?
She is first in the world to use RNA interference in crustaceans for vaccine development for aquaculture.
Wow, that is impressive. It really is. Gee, amazing.
Someone has something in it.
This is what I meant when I said earlier to you, you know, it's fascinating to find out. Oh, look at that. One left.
What's missing in the other one? What is missing here, mate? What happened?
Mate, the crew is just as important. You've got to feed the crew too.
I know, man. I know.
All I've done is pull down.
Yeah, they have eaten way too much today.
I know. They don't need it.
They don't need it.
You've already got a double marathon tomorrow.
Oh, that's easy. they start and finish in the same time, and the same position, in the same place. No effort in that.
And I think all the crews have really appreciated that express line that the Kenilworth Bakery had set up for them, and the specialty treats with the branding for donuts. So thank you to the Kenilworth Bakery for providing that service to the crews and the athletes out there. Although I'm sure most of the athletes weren't getting that food. We ended up losing you, Bernat, while you were milling about at the bakery for a little bit. Did you get into the bakery and get yourself a donut?
I know. I ran out of battery, so I actually went to the car to charge it. So no donut for me. That means that I'll need to come back.
Always a reason to come back.
Yo. But there were lots of people actually around the
We
bakery.
got another finisher, guys. Looks like Daryl Kirkow has just arrived as well. 10:53:32.
Steve, you are faster than Tim himself.
396, he's local, and he is affectionately known as the Bearded Dragon.
The Bearded Dragon.
He's got Jessica Dudley on his crew, who was a finisher last year. It looks like he's slipped under her day 2 times, so he's going to have some bragging rights in the friendship there. Her day 2 time was in 11:32.
Yeah. Very quiet, too quiet. I'm going to ask him to put it up. Yeah.
Big dragon.
Here we go. Lucy around the corner, did no rush. He's the local. Here's the Bearded Dragon. It's like forward. Let's welcome him home. Here's another first timer. Goes. Let's go. Let's get it in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it in. Let's get your chance. 2 down, 1 to go.
I like the fact that he also did 5 Ironmen in 12 months, and so really impressive. Taupo, Port Mac, Cairns, Bustleton, and Taupo again in 2025. So here we are now, just moving beyond that distance right up to Ultraman. And that's the gentleman who said when he found out he had type 2 diabetes in 2017 that he didn't want to take any pills, so he joined a triathlon club.
Yeah, and Jeff was talking about that triathlon. Oh, speak of the devil. Was speaking of that triathlon club on the podcast. That's the Calandra Triathlon Club, where he has his friend and the president of the club also is on his crew. They're the ones that give out the animal names to everybody in the club.
12 hours to complete the course. So yesterday they had
which
to
is how he
complete
got
10 hours.
Bearded Dragon. And we also have Pigeon in the race.
6 hours, and then I had 6 hours to complete the 145-kilometer bike course. Today they had 12 hours to complete the 275-kilometer bike.
Looks like we're inching up on 11 hours. I see 10:56 on my timer.
Yep. Yeah, the 2 people you were referring to there, I think you said his friend, and that would be Andy Roberts, and the president of that Calandra club was Alan Weatherhead. But the captain is Dion Nowak, by the way, and as you mentioned, Jessica Dudley also part of the action. And he's got 2 others as well, including his sister and brother-in-law, Paula and Andrew.
Paul is going to be a good person.
You bet. And so is Fee Futrell. She is his partner and mother of his newborn child. So how bad's that?
Yeah. The reason I say Paul is probably a good person is because her last name is Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah.
They will roll in, no doubt, very close together. Important to know that this
Yeah, look at that. Trevor and Shane on their way through. They've just finished. 10 seconds apart.
12-month period, absolutely rocking. And knowing that we've got a 200 Trevor in the last 2 days, we'll be shocked if he wasn't mine. So here we go, we've got some flags waving, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome these guys coming. Here they come. We've got Trevor first, and we've got the blacks in the back.
Well done, mate.
With the Trevor, Garvey, first slide, skate two, fifth.
Trevor Garvey himself is a race director.
Get it up there, double time.
He's a race director of the Cairns Croc Triathlon.
Well done.
But he ticks the box and he moves on to tomorrow. Surrounded by families.
Will he lift the bike?
10 hours and 56 minutes on the bike. Unbelievable effort by these two.
Look at the spectators there as well. It's two ladies with young babes in their arms watching the action right now.
Yeah, that's
there we go. That makes a great photo.
Ladies and gentlemen, we met our youngest athlete a little bit earlier when Ollie Whiteley came across the line. And like we've done every day, we've got to see our eldest athlete. He is 66 years young. And then at a time of 10 hours and 58 minutes, we
Dale's
have
have
just
to
got
give Shane
word
a hug.
that Adam, the Mort man,
He's trying
Mort,
not to
has
get
come
her too
across the
sweaty
finish
and
line,
wet.
So we'll see him very, very shortly as well once those flags wave. 66 years old, getting the job done. Unbelievable effort. We'll see those flags waving. Here they go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome him home. Unbelievable.
Oh,
One of
that's
our
great.
oldest finishes in the race. Who's coming back? Here's race number 111 because he's done it before. Here he is again. Let's make
Adam
some
Mort.
noise.
And look at Vishesh. Vishesh Madan has just come through sub 11 hours as well.
Day two, big smile, Doctor. 11 hours on the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, we're into the final 60 minutes. The final 60 minutes.
Now we were saying earlier that Adam Mort is a farmer in the Mudgee area, and he's got listed that he's been on the Rural Fire Brigade for 43 years. So giving back to that community.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me, but Vishesh just came through as well with a sub 11, 10:59:22.
Oh yeah.
And interesting about Adam, his farm is for sheep and cattle, and he actually produces the wonderful wool that they do. Just one sec, sorry. I'll shut up and let him call him in.
Yeah.
Returning after last year. We'll ask you later. Hey, Fish. Was that harder than last year or easier than last year? No, answer that. It was harder.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That's 29 athletes across the finish line, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be
Waiting for it. Who is that for?
Dad.
Dad? Are you sure that it's for Dad? Are you sure?
Look, if he doesn't want it. Fix that problem.
I mean, yeah. He doesn't know. He doesn't know, so you can keep it for him. Maybe he does now.
Shane Duffy looks just a little too relaxed there for the day of the action that's been out there.
How was that one?
I had a flat the first 50k in that Maureen loop, which was a bummer.
Yeah.
Bit of mental.
In the no crew zone, like in the beginning.
Yeah, no cruise zone.
Yeah, okay. So you had to visit yourself and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. But then, yeah, just tried to build into it, stay steady.
Okay. Good crew.
That's what got me.
Well, look what you've got now, mate. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Unlucky. No. All right, congrats. First up.
7, I know it's feeling pain. And asking how are we going? Well, I have news for you.
How are you, mate?
Agarval,
Yeah.
number 377. It's come across the finish line in time of 11 hours, 2 minutes and 37 seconds. He's one of our
Okay.
Indian representatives. So we should
Anyway,
see
it's done and
shortly.
dusted. Huh? Done and dusted, man. Ready for tomorrow.
Award
Let's go for a little run there. You had a good night? Yeah. It's been good fun. Lots of rain though out there as well.
Tell you what, the one good thing is my shoes got clean.
Yeah. Okay.
My socks not so much.
So here we go.
Let's see that, mate.
The flags waving.
Were they wide or red? That's a good spirit. You're gonna stop. I think that you've got Gail there for a massage, yeah? Bye.
Did you see that Ravine has just finished 11:02?
He gets the job done. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him home. Great two hit Ravine. What's in there? What's the word? Didn't well know that's too sweet. Yeah. Gets the job done. And we have another one. Athlete 380 across the long line. Mr. Adam Bothwell.
You just called Adam Bothwell as well.
Bothwell's untroubled all day. I wonder if this is more painful than the time he spent in the tattoo parlor. He's about to come home. We'll see him come across the finish.
Well, Rajpal Chaudhary, it's good to see that he finished off after what happened yesterday, so he should be very pleased. And Praveen just ahead of him.
With the official time. Here he comes around that corner. He's had a great day. Always got something to say. Always got a smile on his face, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome home athlete 380.
Well done, mate.
Cochran. Get it done. Here we go.
Adam didn't get registered on there either.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now we've got a story that represents what we're all here at Ultraman 4. Yesterday in the swim, Raj did not feel well. He decided that he was going to pull out of the swim for his own health and safety. He chose to recover yesterday. With Ultraman, you can come back and participate over the next couple of days. Not only has this bloke participated today after having that disappointment of yesterday, he's got the job done in 11 hours, 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome home Raj.
Well done, mate.
Great job, mate. Awesome work. All right, we're into the last hour. We've got 54 minutes left. He's completed. Oh, Raj Chaudhary, he's completed Ironman Kazakhstan in the capital there at Astana. From Jaipur in India, and here he is, feeling so much better than yesterday. He gets the job done. Awesome work, Raj.
Banach, you need to go over and talk to his team captain, Anthony, and see if he got through his 1.3K donut.
I don't see him here.
Maybe the crew car is coming in a little bit later.
And it's starting to rain again.
I'll be back after all the false numbers I was giving you.
All right. Brad finished the time of 11 hours, 4 minutes, 12 seconds. Ravine, 11 hours, 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Probably fitting now that it starts to rain because that's what's happened all day today.
Not all day, mate. Almost. We woke up and it wasn't raining. Oh, no. Yeah, sorry, mate. Yep. Oh, God.
You must know by now, Banat, that Tim does not like to be corrected.
I didn't know. But I learned the hard way, I guess.
Yeah, so Rajpal's team captain, who we spoke to earlier out at the Steve's Corner / Tim's Corner, he was last year's champion, and he did that in a time of 22:27:12. And his day 2 time, just to give a reference to maybe the different conditions, he was a 7:51:20.
He might nearly put the mic down. That would be the best favourite, right? I think that I found Anthony.
So, Steve, for people that might be just joining us, how many people are we still waiting out on the course at this point with 50 minutes left on the course?
Yeah, one would hope that there should still be maybe 6 people left out there. Yeah, hopefully Ben Yates is still out there somewhere. I don't think we've seen Stuart King either, and Mahesh Kumar, Sadanand, they were at the back. Christian Jacoby, of course, and Leanne Coghill.
Yeah, Leanne Coghill has definitely one of the most energetic crews out there. They've been sending in some videos for the live stream, and whenever we've seen them, they've been dancing and cheering. So they're definitely bringing the energy to her. So hopefully that's enough to help her get through that finish line.
Yeah, she's going to have the toughest job of the day to do so because of the gap. And she was struggling early on with the weather, I believe. That caused some major problems. She looked light enough to be able to do some good climbing there. But the last we had heard, she was behind the penultimate person, some 20 minutes back of that person. So, again, it's going to be a toughie. It'd be magnificent if she's able to make it in time. I'm not sure if we really need to let them know, but maybe we should. But Adam Bothwell has still not appeared, even though he's finished, obviously. I think it was around the 11:03, but we need to get a check on that because maybe if you're Bernat, are you able to see what the time is on the board for Adam Bothwell?
exactly.
Look at that. It's just like having a drone, isn't it?
So it was Adam Bothwell. His time is not updated yet.
Yeah, sorry, we're not.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
It's yeah, we're not quite there yet.
Ah.
He's in charge.
No, Jason's in charge. I'm just helping out. But it seems to be we just need to get some updates on the final positions. Not quite there yet. Hi, Steve.
Hi there. Great to see you. Having a good day?
Yes, it's been a long day, but a good one.
Yeah. Are the kids
I've been
with
out
you?
on a run course today.
Good on you. Are the kids with you?
They are with me. One's at the beach, and actually my son's at home with Mont, my husband. So
Oh, good.
Isla's at the beach with my mum. So thanks, Mum, and happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, well, please thank them for letting you come and join us. Or I say join us. I wish I could join you guys there, but here we are in spirit. All right, you
Yeah.
take care of
What
yourself.
time are you up to over there, Steve? Is it?
Right now it's 11:43 p.m.
Goodness. Thanks for keeping us updated,
Hey,
Steve.
no worries. Looking forward to the big day tomorrow. Take care.
Steve, we do have Adam Bothwell's time on now. It's 11:03:30.
Thank you. Yeah.
All the features on the Sunshine Coast and the back into NOOSA, athletes finish under this arch. We have 275 followers. We have 31 official signatures.
And Stuart King has gone through 265
Oh, good.
at 11:11.
We've got some hard cases happening in day 2 in our 10-year history. But we're going to get them home. We're not going anywhere.
Well, just so everyone's aware, we are now coming down to the last 45 minutes. Now, 45 minutes left on the clock.
Oh, he's finding the secret way in.
And the muddy one as well. It's busy down here.
Yeah.
But it's so good that they are doing all the medical checks.
Yes.
How are you, Gavin? Good. Good. That's true. Don't you have any light? This one? Is there power? Is it it's Jason or Jess onto it? Yeah. I'll let them know. A bit of multitasking.
You're the hardest working man on the show, man. Thank you so much, Banat.
No, actually, they are multitasking too. They're on the phone, checking something. So we need to wait.
Yeah, people also forget how great an athlete Gail Lokes is there because she's often winning her age category at different events.
Me, actually. Whatever I record. We've got Hudo with us.
Hey, Hudo.
Hello.
How you doing, my friend? All right?
We're doing very well here, mate. I reckon. I don't know how many exactly through, but we're not waiting on too many. At the last hour, that's always an exciting time here.
Yeah, there should be 6 left out on the course, I think.
Yes. Unfortunately, they don't get any of the dulcet tones of Steve-O. We're going to deal with Tim Franklin. Talk more about himself than he does the other athletes. True.
Well, we'll see you at some point in the future. Don't forget, you're always welcome over here, Otto.
Oh, mate, I'll be there as soon as I can. Don't worry about that.
Good on you.
Very soon.
And don't forget to bring that artificial backside with you.
Oh, mate, that's coming. That goes everywhere with me.
Good on you. Yeah, he always runs to the finish line with that. It's great to see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Gail was asking for light inside. During that, I don't know if there's power. Yeah.
Life of the race director, 10,000 jobs to be done. 9,999 or 999 have to be done by you.
I guess so. I don't know where the switch is, so.
This is most definitely a sweet setup, though.
Good.
Oh, really, really well.
Yeah.
What a man! I just had the best time.
Really?
Just had the best time. Yeah.
That's so good to hear, mate.
Even with all that rain and using my eyelids as wiper blades, it was you could not wipe the smile off my face, man.
Oh, I can tell.
It's still there, is it?
Yeah, it's still there, mate.
Oh man, probably because I'm getting a massage with the best masseuse in town.
Oh, yeah, she is. She is, mate. Yeah.
It's gonna fix me right up.
Some things cannot be fixed, mate.
The best. This is the best event ever. Absolutely ever. I'm having a ball, man.
I think you were the only one who was smiling riding up that hill, though. You had the big smile going up the hill. You were still enjoying that part, too.
You were.
I really did. I loved it. I mean, what's not to enjoy? There's a little bit of pain, but let's embrace it. Yeah, it's just so much fun.
I was actually downhill. It could have been worse, actually.
Yeah, downhill was worse. Yeah, I was actually enjoying, weirdly, the uphill more. But even still, you get off your seat and your back wheel's skidding, so sort of take that pressure off. So that was interesting. But it was all just a learning curve as you sort of went along, but downhills it was tough.
Yeah, 100%.
And around those corners.
Yeah. Were you careful down there?
Sorry?
Were you careful by turning around?
Careful, yeah. Definitely, it was all about just going slow and getting across the line in under that 12 hours.
No, man, you did well.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Congrats on that, man.
Thank you. It's good to see you out there.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, man.
See you, mate.
See you guys.
A little chat. I mean, he was smiling all the way, so you had to chat to him.
Yeah.
And the race director has done his magic. The lights are up.
Yeah, it is still reasonably light, but when it gets dark, it gets very dark. But thank goodness they're set up for that right now as well.
Yeah. But I guarantee inside that tent, it's actually quite dark already.
Some of that stuff going on in the tent, we probably want it to be dark. When those people take off their shoes, there can be some ugly feet there.
Yeah, very much so.
The actual smell might be worse than the visuals, actually.
You can bet there's going to be a few more tattoos as well following this.
Well, it looks like it takes about 15 to 20 minutes for the people to pass from the 265 marker to the finish line. We had Stuart King go through at 11:11. So he might be coming along any time now. Just looking at the front of the pack here, Steve, something that's a little bit interesting about it. We've got Tim Belsteed at the 20 to 29 category, Kirsty Sheehan in the 40 to 49 category, Craig Jackson is in the 50 to 59 category, and Joshua McCaskill is in the 30 to 39 category. So the top four are also winning age groups. And winning them in series. Steve, you're on mute there, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just backing up what you're saying there. It's another aspect of what they'll be thinking about a little bit tomorrow. Obviously, as we said, it's one thing to win overall or win your gender, but to also win your age group. It's very significant because at World Championships, as you know, if you can come away declaring yourself a world champion, and this event has so much prestige that I think it would look great on your resume to say age group champion at Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, not much competition in the women's division except the 40 to 49, where each of them can get on the podium if they're all able to finish. And Kelly would obviously, if wrap up with a win now, she's in that 50-59. And Kathleen Fosse, Nicola's the only other one that's in a different category, the 30 to 39 division. So if all three women finish off there in the 40-49, it would be an Australian sweep.
Watching the finisher precinct for day two. I'm seeing people on the massage table. I just saw Ollie Whiteley get off the massage table, and I feel like he finished about 3.5 hours ago. So that's the world's longest massage. That's a new record. Not only the youngest here, you also spent the most time on the massage table. All right, who else? We got Morty just eating, refueling for tomorrow. Big smile on the dial. Well, there's some people not moving as freely as they could be over there. All right, we've just had word that we've had an athlete step off the course just for health and safety reasons, and that's Mahesh Kumar Prajapati, who's decided to step off the course. So we're hoping to see him for the start of the run tomorrow. So that leaves us with 5 athletes. We're hoping to have 5 athletes across the line.
Okay, Stuart has finished. 11:25.46.
397 that has just come across the finish line. Athlete 397. That is athlete Stuart King. Again, another one of our 50 to 59-year-old athletes completing the course, just waiting for an official time. So we'll get Stuart 11 hours, 25 minutes and 46 seconds.
Yep.
We'll make some serious noise for two. Once they start running, we will get Stuart is under the arch and we'll rock him behind this A2 here at Alton. So it is our first time, ladies and gentlemen. We have 27 first timers here today. This weekend, 27 first timers and 14 crazy enough people to come back and do it for the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth time. Here we go. The flags are waved. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise. We've got Stuart King coming in the time of 11 hours, 25 minutes and 46 seconds. You can understand it's busy out there. It's been a long day. He's going to hit this roundabout. Here he is.
Stuart's one of the athletes who did the 355.
Ladies and gentlemen,
as a stepping stone.
Welcome home, our 33rd finisher of the day. Day 2.
Well done.
275 K's bang. Stuart, the king, done with it. Bernard,
Did
throw
a
the
little
canal.
power slide there at the end on the bike.
Tired. I've had a gut pull, he says, until he wakes up tomorrow and has to put together an 84.4 kilometre run.
Now, do you know who else is part of his crew? I know his wife Kaylee is the team captain, but I'm not sure who the other athlete or the other supporter is there as part of the crew. Do you know who that is?
I did not get any more information on his crew.
Okay. Did you see what Simon is proposing for tomorrow's run?
No.
If you check your text, you got one from Jason about what's being proposed.
Okay.
Do you want an update from team?
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, tell him we'd love that, eh?
Absolutely.
If Jason can hear us, I can see he's looking at us, but I think that would be a great idea if Simon's willing to do that.
Making the most of the money.
Yeah, they're letting him know now.
Can you give an update to Steve, Larry? What's going on? So much is going on. Like too much. Action everywhere. People coming, moving. Don't know cash pull out of the race, health and safety.
Okay, Larry, are you watching the clock right now? Because we're just now going into the final 30 minutes. We're now into the final 30 minutes, everyone.
Banat, do you think you could move away from the music that's playing for us, please? I think that song is just too well recognized, and I don't want the YouTube bots to shut us down here.
All right, we have entered our final half an hour. We got 30 minutes to get our remaining athletes home. Christo Jacobi, Sadness Underport, Ben Yates, and Leanne Coggle. That's it. That's what's left on course. We're hoping to get them all home. They've got 30 minutes. They are close. They're cutting it fine. Maybe that's part of their strategy before they come out tomorrow and rip out a very, very fast double marathon. Time will tell.
2 hours and I had, it might have been 70 K. So luckily there was only a couple of climbs that last couple of seconds. So,
yeah. And did you have the tailwind on the way home or not really?
It felt like it might have been a tailwind coming back along. I don't know where it was. Somewhere.
Yeah. No, man, well done. Make you eat a lot. Rest up, mate. And see you tomorrow. Fair day. Yo.
So now with 28 minutes remaining, I'm not seeing any of the athletes check through the 265 kilometer mark yet. And as I said a few minutes ago, it does take 15 to 20 minutes, it appears. Although Stewart only took, 14 minutes, close to 15. So 15 to 20 minutes from that point to get to the finish line.
Yeah, and I noticed when Tim was just speaking, he mentioned 3 of the athletes, but he didn't mention Mahesh Kumar. We do know that Satnand is out, but that's a shame. But again, I'm wondering what's happened, whether Mahesh Kumar is still out there as well.
No, I believe he was saying that he pulled himself.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yes, he pulled himself. He was just saying that a few moments ago that he pulled himself off the course.
That is correct.
And so is Sadanand off the course as well?
I believe so, yes. I mean, he is racing. That's not right yet. Or I haven't seen him.
4 athletes remaining on 4, but it's Christo, Jacobin, Satnand, Amarpur, Ben Yates, and William Boggery.
So he just announced the 4 athletes are still on the course.
Oh, good. Yeah, because you said 3 earlier. That's why.
It's Tim. You can't track him.
Yeah, I wouldn't dare do that.
I can't wait until Tim goes back and watches this live stream and hears all the things that people have said about him on this live stream, including myself.
That's because we love him.
Well, don't go overboard on that one.
Okay, maybe that's too much, yeah.
Yeah, we certainly admire him, and he's a great guy, that's for sure.
Look, someone loading up already while waiting to have massage. That's smart.
Yeah.
Well, just drinking, probably with some nutrition in it.
So if we look back, Steve, at the results back at 2:08, the 2:08 kilometer mark, we had Christo at 8:53 and Stuart King was at 8:56. So
Yes,
hopefully the fact that Stuart King is in and he was a little bit behind at that point still bodes well for Jacoby to come in here under the 12-hour mark.
It does indeed, yep. And we got to remember Rajpal is not going to be an official finisher. He's a participant at this point. So if you look at the numbers, we've had, I think, 33 in so far. So hopefully we have more going to be, because that's quite a loss over the 2 days if that doesn't occur. But we're still a little ways away. So we got, I think, 24 minutes left at this point.
Yes, that's what I'm seeing on my timer as well. Steve, many of the races do an award for the final finisher on day 3. I'm pretty sure when we've spoken before that Jeff has mentioned that they also have one. Are you familiar with the award they use for the final finisher for day 3?
Well, usually they have a Croc award or something like that. Yeah, each race tends to figure out what they want, something that represents. So you got the Crocs, we got a breakthrough award. We got.
I ran out of battery, then I had to go back.
Okay, Banat, thank you very much.
Yeah, we have like an Ogo Pogo type award, as you know, as well here in Canada. It's very significant. They've got the Honu, which is the big one on the World Championships as well.
Mm-hmm. A lot of relieved faces sitting around there waiting for massages today.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is they're resting while they're doing it as well, and they probably have quite a little bit to eat and drink as well, sitting back. But no one looks to be too worse for wear, which is nice. You don't see anyone shaking or shivering or even having the space blankets around them either.
Yeah.
It starts to get a little scary at this time, doesn't it? As you say, we're now 22 minutes.
Yeah, 22
it
minutes.
Tends to go way too quickly. Yeah.
Nobody's gone by that 265 marker. Getting another look here at the leaderboard.
Yeah,
see what they've
we didn't
updated.
See anything on. Right, Ben Yates. We haven't heard anything either, have we?
No.
So you were asking before about Andrew Whitley, right?
Yeah, we got that. Everything's fine.
Ah, you got that?
Yep, it
Okay.
finally came up on screen.
Alrighty.
But thank you for remembering that.
Oh, they're updating some official placings for the overall 2-day.
Yeah, and hopefully before we start things off tomorrow, we'll be able to take a good look and see, how many seconds, minutes, or hours are between different people. And then we can follow the progress to see how things are unfolding at different checkpoints.
Yeah, there are a number of checkpoints along the way. Obviously, Tim will be going out to the 10-kilometer mark and then the half marathon and the marathon. But we're hoping to also possibly have someone at the 63-kilometer mark on the way back. Tim tends to go from the marathon to the finish, just to make sure that they get that first person crossing the finish line. So we'll be having lots of checkpoints in tomorrow with Tim, and Banat, of course, will be out there again for us. Nick has also said that he might be out there on course running around, since it's going to be going right by his house. And possibly we'll even see some former race champions out there running around for us as well. So we should definitely get some good coverage tomorrow, being that the day is slowed down a little bit and it's easier to get up close to the crews and the athletes. All right, with 19 minutes left, we are still not seeing a checkpoint for 265 for any of the remaining athletes.
Coming through, wrap our arms around him, make him feel good, and we'll get him up and about so he can run tomorrow. But unfortunately for Christo and his crew, he's had to step off course.
Oh, Christo is
that
off.
leaves us with 3 athletes on course. We've got Sadman Amrapur, we've got Ben Yates, and we've got Leanne Fogel still out on course. We know that Sadman is just north of Perugia, so he's got 20 minutes to get from Perugia to here. We know that Ben Yates is somewhere just north of Coolum as well. So he's going to have a battle on his hands to get it under his 12 hours. But we'll be here and we'll do our very best to get them home. We've got people out on course behind them and supporting them. We'll do everything we can to get our remaining 3 athletes under this finishing arm.
Well, Christo Jacobi was going to be the next person according to the previous timing placements. So with him stepping off the course, that might do it for our finishers for today. We'll have to let this play out and see how it goes over the next 17 minutes here. It sounded like they were pretty far out from what Tim was just announcing there.
Yeah, I think poor Christian will be disappointed with that because he's finished here twice before. He's raced in Israel, he's raced in Canada, and he loves to run. He's done the Comrades Marathon in South Africa 5 times, and usually when he gets to day 2, he usually does anywhere from 10.5 to 11 hours. So he will be disappointed not to have finished this day. But he's also given back big time, big time being as an official as well. So we really thank him for the work he's done over the years. Out of here, Queensland, originally from South Africa. And he's done a 30-hour clocking in total. Best here was 2016 when he did a 31:11:42. And he had a great team as well. His captain is Gabriel Bin. Graham Seabrook, part of the action as well, friend and training partner, and Sandra Bin, another one of the crew members who's been part of his team for the last 4 events. So, again, disappointment for them, but hopefully he'll join us at the start line of the run tomorrow regardless.
Yeah, well, anybody who has run the Comrades Marathon 5 times is probably looking to line up for the run. You're on mute again, Steve.
Yeah, I would imagine that. I think you're absolutely right on about that. Comrades, so many people are aware of it, probably the best ultra race in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you're speaking from experience, Steve. That's one of the races that you've done.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot I haven't done, but when you look at the sheer volume of people that are out there supporting you, the aid stations are amazing. Depends which year you're going, but you finish in a stadium. If you're going from Pietermaritzburg to Durban, it's absolutely outstanding. A phenomenal adventure, challenge, and experience, to put it mildly.
Yeah, in that run, they reverse the course each year. Is that correct?
Yeah, they have what they call an up year and then a down year, even though there's still 33 climbs in it. Well, we're down to the last 15 minutes now.
Yeah, the last 15 minutes.
Should we get Tim to give us one update?
Yes, let's get an update from Tim.
Tim, an update.
Excuse us, Tim
Could
Franklin.
We get an
update? Can you do your job for a minute here and then give us an update as to the remaining people that are on the course and how far out they might be?
I certainly can. So we have 3 people still on course. So Christo Jacoby just pulled off the course. He unfortunately got 4 flat tires in the space of like 10 kilometers, and his crew couldn't fix it adequately. It just kept pinching every single time. So he was at Coolum, which is about 20 kilometers from home, realizing that he only has about 25 minutes to get there. He wasn't going to make it. So he made the really tough decision for him to step off the course. We have Leanne Hoggle. She was at Twin Waters with about an hour to go. We've been talking to their crew. They're well of the understanding that if they don't get in under 12 hours, then obviously she won't be a finisher. She is aware that she can continue for a little bit of time to become a participant to get across the line. She'll make that call at that 12-hour mark. We know that, and Mahesh has pulled off the course as well. I'm not sure if you guys were ahead of that. We've got Saturnand. He is just north of Perigian. So he is literally 5 kilometers away. And we've got 13 minutes left on the clock. So he'll be close. So we're hopeful of he'll make it. So that's who we've got left on course. And Ben Yates. So Ben Yates was on course, but he is somewhere between Coolum and Perigian with 13 minutes to go. So doubtful that Ben will get here either. But yeah, we've got that's what's happening. We've got people, we've got crew. We're sending crews out there. We're sending other team support crews out there just to push these guys home, give them the confidence, give them that little rev up that they might need to get across the finish line. That's probably what the best thing about this event is, that everyone's doing everything they can to get these guys home. But yeah, we are 13 minutes away. We are 13 minutes away. So yeah, that's the update here on course. But everyone's in good spirits. Big party going on. Most popular place on the planet at the moment is the massage room. But yeah, so far so good. That's the update. Any questions?
Thanks a lot, Tim. We appreciate it. You've been working hard out there all day today, helping out with this live stream event. So thanks a lot. We appreciate the work you've done for us today and for all the athletes out there. So great job by you, Tim Franklin. If nobody tells you, you're doing a great job, Tim Franklin.
Thanks, Larry. You're the best. and tomorrow I'll be able to give you guys heaps more updates because I'll be stationed at the finish line, welcoming people to the Ultraman family for a lot of the day. So there'll be a lot more chance as opposed to today where we're out, where there's no reception. So it should be good. We should get a lot more footage, a lot more talking, a lot more updates. It's going to be an awesome day, awesome way to finish.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. What time do you have to get up in the morning tomorrow, Tim?
We'll be up just after 4.
No, what time are you getting up? I know the other people will be up at just after 4. What time do you get up and show up?
I probably wake up about 3:15, 3:30.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's it. I got to make sure the voice holds out though. I can start to feel as Steve and yourself would know.
That eliminated bullshit.
These guys would know what hard work was.
Well done, Tim. Thanks for your update.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Peace and love.
All right. It looks like we have just over 10 minutes left now.
Yeah, 10 minutes and a half.
So holding out a little bit of hope for Sadnan Amapur to be able to get in there in that 10 minutes.
Just so you're aware there, Larry, once we know whether or not he makes it, I'll have to take off straight away. I've got to get prepared for the race in the morning.
Yes, absolutely. What is that race you're doing locally there tomorrow, Steve?
The Blossom event. It's our Mother's Day race over 8 miles. And yeah, but hopefully I'll be able to be here for the start of the run if all goes well.
All right, that sounds great. And once again, Steve, I want to thank you for all your contribution to this first 2 days of the live stream event, our watch party. And I know tomorrow you'll be putting in the hours again. And at some point, you'll get to do a little bit of resting because this would be, your third weekend in a row now announcing races when you include the Vancouver Sun Run, the marathon, and this. Were they all in a row?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And then the one tomorrow, and then just got an email about one that's happening in Summerland next weekend. They've asked me to be a part of, which I would. It's a charity race, so hopefully that'll go well. But thanks for letting me be part of the action here. I'll continue to watch until we see if he makes it, and even if he doesn't, I'll hang on. I'd love to see him come through the line regardless.
Mm-hmm. And as we
thanks,
look out
for the work you've done, brilliant job.
Oh, well, thank you, Steve. Thank you. I really appreciate that. As we look out now at the sky, we can see that the darkness is starting to come in, a little bit of twilight.
We know that we've got one just south of Cochran, we've got one north of Cochran, an athlete south of Cochran, an athlete north of Cochran, and an athlete just heading into Coolum now. So that looks really unlikely that athlete, unfortunately, will miss the cutoff of 12 hours. But we're still hopeful, very hopeful with one, and praying for the second one. We're hoping to see those flags over there be waved, remembering that this isn't the finish line. The official finish line is about 1 kilometre down the road. So this is a victory kilometre where we just let the athletes cruise in just for safety reasons. It is way too much to ask the athletes to really be performing in the streets of NOOSA, downtown NOOSA. It can get busy with a lot of tourists driving, not really looking for cyclists especially. So we make sure we look after our athletes. But here we go. I can see support crew. I think it's Saturday support crew coming in, which may mean one thing, that he is close. So I'll do some digging. I'll find out what we've got, and I'll come back to you.
I'll tell you what, there is another exciting piece of news, though, that we sort of forgot along the way as we were following the action. And maybe Bernat could check that out. If they've put the total time up for Kirsty, I'd love to see what that is, because I think she's done 16:45. And if that is the case, it would be actually the third fastest.
So who are we checking?
For Kirsty to get
Kirsty.
her 2-day total.
So yeah, I've got her here. First female, second ranking.
16:45.36. That's what I've got. So that is the third fastest time behind Kate Bevilacqua at 15:51.39 and Emily Kempson at 16:29.29. And therefore, she moves into that third overall position as long as she finishes the run tomorrow. So great job from her under very tough conditions as well.
Yeah, that's an exceptional time for those conditions.
It is indeed. That's what I was thinking is, when I checked, because again, we have to remind ourselves that in 2018, there was that kilometer shy on the swim. And Kirsty's time then was 16:44.51. So that's just less than a minute faster than what she's done today. And yet that was a kilometer less in terms of swimming. So a great time for her overall. Very, very fine. And going into the event in second place tomorrow overall.
And I know that she's definitely a very strong runner. So anything could happen out there on that race course tomorrow.
Absolutely.
She may be joining the ranks of women who have won outright at the 5:15 distance. Well, we're now under 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, she did run a 7-hour, 40-minute clocking. So that is extremely good. That was the last time she was here, obviously, when I'm referring to that time. So she could be onto a flyer. She could set the guys up to be looking ahead and figuring out what they need to do if they want to try and stay up with her or even ahead of her, like someone like Tim. So we wait to see how things unfold there. But probably too much of a gap for her to make up on Tim, but you just never know. Worth going for.
I'm just looking at their split times today, Steve. And between Tim and Kirsty, there is not much to give.
Well, it's an hour and 12 minutes. I mean, that is a lot.
No, I mean for today.
Oh, yeah, for today, you're right.
For today, there's split times. At 43, Tim was a 1:12 and she was a 1:15. By 66 kilometers, he was 2:03 and she was 2:07. At 101 kilometers, he was 3:12 and she was 3:17. So she was just riding 5 minutes behind for most of the day. And then she closed it down even more at coming into the finish, where he was 8:51.28 and she was 8:55.58.
Uh-huh.
And so it's mainstream. Everything's now march.
Well, less than 3 minutes now to the cutoff time of 12 hours for day 2. The sun is setting. The lights are on.
We've got 11 hours, 57, 30 seconds on the clock, 2.5 minutes. And we'll get the rest of it out no time. We can either be one way or another. For those on the massage table, and those who are just coming off the massage table and heading home, make sure you guys go and get some great rest. We'll see you in 12 hours for an 84-kilometre dance down between Waters and back.
Well, less than 2 minutes now on the clock. For the viewers that have joined us today, thank you so much for sticking around to the finish time here of 12 hours at Australia. It's been a long day out there for the athletes through some very hard conditions today. There's still some really great times that have come through, and the athletes have all come through actually looking pretty smiley. I don't know if it's more to be done or they have enjoyed that course out there today and the challenge that it gave them. We've also had some challenges here on the live stream today. So you're looking at a stripped down version where we're just basically giving you the camera views. I do apologize that the marked up version that I had going earlier crashed out on me. So we will try and get that back and functioning for tomorrow. Elena Gomez says, thanks for broadcasting. Great to see what's happening out there. So thank you for tuning in and watching it with us.
And a piece of good news, John DeMandle is now out of the hospital.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. 1 minute remaining.
Yeah. Actually, we're down to now 11:59:37 actual time for them crossing. I'll give you a 10-second countdown.
15 seconds.
From 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Right, ladies and
4,
gentlemen, we
3,
count down the last
2,
5 seconds of day
There we
2. And that is 12 hours on the clock. Day 2 for finishes has been completed, but we still have athletes out on course. They're still pushing for home. We have 3. We will find out if they are going to continue. Of course, it's up to them if they want to continue until it becomes unsafe, and then it becomes our decision, unfortunately. But they're going to push home. We know they're close. We will wait, and we will see where they are. We'll keep in constant contact with them. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been an unbelievable day. Day 2 here, Ultraman Australia, our 10th anniversary. A hell of a day. We can't wait to come back. If you thought today was fun, you wait till tomorrow, 84.4 kilometres on the beach. It is a hell of a party. Start bringing your friends, bring your family. We'll bump into random strangers, get them down here. We are going to rock and roll come tomorrow up just out the front of the surf club. It will be party time. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been wonderful. Rock and roll.
Thank you, Tim.
You've been wonderful, Tim. You've been wonderful. So that sees 34 finishers across the bike finish line today, 33 official finishers, 1 participant. 4 of the 5 women have made it on to day 3. What else do we need to say to wrap this up, Steve?
Well, I think I disagree with you on one of those figures, but yeah, when we look at the finishers, don't forget amongst that was a gentleman who is Rajpal, who's not going to be official going into tomorrow, but he did cross the finish line.
Yes,
today.
yes, no, 33 of the finishers
30,
today
32.
are. Is it 32? Are there 2 participants in there?
No, I had 33 people that officially crossed the line in time, one of whom was Rajpal.
Oh no, the barefoot timing is showing position 34 as the last one who's finished with Stuart King.
And I have to check where I've missed somebody.
Look how quickly the darkness falls. It appears that Tim's work is still not done.
We are checking the numbers of how many have finished officially so that we can give a summary. So, Tim, off you go.
All right, so we started today. We had 41 athletes who started yesterday in the swim. We had one who unfortunately didn't make the swim. That was Rajpal Chowdhury. So he actually jumped on the bike today and started. But we had Vishnu, who just unfortunately missed the cutoff by 42 seconds in the swim, and then made the decision for its own health and safety to step off the course yesterday afternoon and chose not to start today. Whereas Rajpal started today, so we had 40 start today. Finalised, obviously the 12 hours have just been completed, and we've had 34 official finishes thus far. Unfortunately for John DeMandel, crashed yesterday and he was under the pump, so John DeMandel crashed again today, and his body just couldn't handle it, so they made the decision to step off course for their own health and safety. Absolutely the right decision.
He's all right?
He's all right. So they did actually attend hospital, both him and his guide. Obviously, John, if you don't know, is a visually impaired athlete, has the world record, completed this event in its first year in 2015. He made the decision to the ambulance really made the decision that, hey, John, this is not help before you continue. You're pretty banged up. There's plenty more fish to fry after this. They made the call. And then from there, we've had a couple of other athletes that just have not made it. So we had Christo Jacobi. So Christo unfortunately had like 4 or 5 flights throughout the day, especially right at the end. He had a number of flights where his crew just could not fix it. They could not get it fixed. So he just meant he fell way too far behind the time. So devastatingly, he made the decision that it's just not worth myself burying myself. I'll come back and potentially run tomorrow. So that was Christo. And then we've still got on course, we've got Satterman Umrapur. He's still on course. He wants to try and finish. He is close by. He's at a place called Marcus Beach when the 12 hours picked over, which is only a couple of kilometres down the road. So he's every chance of getting here very shortly. We had Leanne Coghill. Leanne Coghill was quite some distance back. She really had a struggle yesterday, just did not feel on top of it, took a lot out of her. She just started today a little bit behind the 8 ball. Didn't feel good necessarily all day. Always had a smile on her face, but she's probably too far on. We're going to hear from her crew shortly whether she wants to continue or not. I'm not sure what her decision will be. Then we've got Ben Yates. Ben Yates this day couldn't have started any worse. He had a mechanical literally at the start line, so he missed the start by a few minutes. And I think that just messes with your head, right, when stuff like that goes wrong. So he is just down. He is about, he was north of Perigium, heading towards that Marcus Beach area as well. But he just won't make the time. I'm not sure whether he's going to continue through. That'll be up to him. We'll find out pretty shortly. We're in constant contact. And then the last one was Mahesh Kumar. His body was just beaten up. Unfortunately for Mahesh, he battled with it. He wanted to keep trying. His crew were talking to him, making sure he's making the right decision. But he made the decision to step off the course. He came in, got looked at. He's fine. He's A-OK. And I think he's every chance of starting to run tomorrow. So that's it. That's our 6 athletes who didn't make it to the finish line as yet. We've still got 3 on course. We'll see how they go. But yeah, that's it. It was a brutal day out here. I'm not going to lie to you. That's one of the harder days. I've seen at Ultraman Australia. I've been here for a lot of Ultraman Australia. So kudos to everyone that's finished. I mean, you put it in perspective, our fastest time today was Tim Bell's down, and he went 8 hours 51. Now, Tim knows how to ride a bike, and that was some 85 minutes, even longer, 95 minutes slower than our course record. So that just shows you how hard it was out there. It was wet, it was windy, really dangerous in some places. Potholes, puddles, a lot of debris on the road, just because we've had so much rain here. But that's Ultraman racing, open roads, traffic lights, you name it. These guys had it today, but they got through at the end. So that's the update. We're hoping to have 40 on the start line tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So guys, that's over an hour from HQ, unless we get someone in coming across the finish line, and then it's time to rock and roll. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
We may have John Fernando might have just come to the finish line after his accident today. So if that's great, that'd be great to see him. We'll keep you guys posted. But apart from that, that's the updates from UMHQ. Got into you guys.
Right. I don't know if you heard that, but John is here.
That's excellent. Do you think you can go over and just get a quick chat with him to see how he says he's feeling?
Maybe later. Let's the dream team to actually talk to him to see how he feels, and then I'll go.
Okay, that's that. You are always the voice of reason, Banat.
I don't know that.
All right, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Steve King. We really appreciate all
care.
your hard work, and we'll be up and doing this again tomorrow.
And I found the missing person there. It was Richard Doze. I went through that list again, and he never showed up when it first went through. That's why he did a 10:48.11. So my apologies for that, but you're correct.
He will cross the finish line.
Yes.
He
missed most of the markers today, so I assume that his tracker was not working.
Yep, exactly. Okay. All the best. See you in the morning.
All right.
John.
There's John.
To the finish line. Wow. Well done, champs.
And John's wearing that towel with the indigenous art that the race has got this year. That they had an elder come and do their welcome to country at the race briefing as well. And that now everybody's gathered around to share their love with John and give him a little comfort in his disappointments and having to be a participant in the race now after 2 bicycle crashes.
Everybody's pretty emotional down here now.
Yeah, let's just we'll just absorb a little bit of this.
Yeah. So John has a bandage in his knee, left knee. But yeah.
Well, there was a report earlier that he had a broken collarbone.
Potentially too. He's not moving his shoulder much. So yeah. And yeah, the rider that was helping him, the guy, his face is also pretty bad. They are again being checked by the nurses,
No.
having a chat,
Yeah.
lots of hugs.
Yeah, John's pilot is Daniel
Yeah,
Daniel Morangi. And John is an ambassador for Cure Blindness Australia. So he also, you know, wants to get out there and show everybody what you can do with the limited vision.
he definitely can do a lot.
Back in 2015, his finishing time was 28:23:26 at the inaugural Australia.
Where's my bag?
Thanks for all the support, dancing girls. Yeah, yeah. Actually, what I wanted to call it.
Gary, if that's okay, I'll let them do it. They are talking with the crew, with the dream team, as well as other crew people. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you. We appreciate that. I think it's probably time to sign off, let you get home and get into bed to go to sleep so that we can do this again tomorrow. There we are looking at the clock, ticked over 12 hours, 14 and a half minutes ago with a few people stranded on the course. Hopefully they will all show up tomorrow and run that double marathon, 84 kilometers on what is reputed to be one of the most beautiful running courses along those beaches there. So thank everybody. Thank those sponsors who have been helping out along the way. I think there's one down at the bottom left-hand side of the arch that probably deserves to have an extra show. Oh, there it is. 5:15, the Ultra Podcast. Thank you, Jeff and Tony, for putting that up on the arch for me this year. And we're going to sign off. Thank you so much, Banat. You've been a rock star again 2 days in a row. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can produce tomorrow on day 3 on that double marathon.
Let's do that, Larry. Thanks for all the hard work, mate. See you tomorrow.
You bet. Thanks, buddy.
Bye-bye.